Hang on, I just gotta pick all the hair off my microphone. I can't hear myself.
You can't?
I could be because I have a hat on underneath my...
I think it might be the winter hat. You're just...
And I've got a layer of hair, then the hat, then the earphones.
You're overcompensating just because there's a little bit of snow tinkling down.
Tinkling?
Yeah, that's a tinkling snow. It's nothing. It's just a little plah.
It's not a plah. It's every... Look at it. Look at it.
It's a gentle reminder of spring.
I saw the most pathetic field of robins on the way here. They were just polka dotting the ground, looking forlorn, pecking at nothing because there's nothing. And now they're going to be really sad by the end of the day.
I had a really opposite kind of bird experience. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. There we go. I got to adjust my level in my headphones.
Tell me about your bird experience, Kristina.
There was a big black bird that flew to my bird feeder and let me know that there were no seeds in it this morning. And I was like, oh, thank you. Nice little bird. Thank you for doing that. And so I ran outside and I got the feeder. And we were having
They have you trained.
They do. It's a fun... And the squirrels. Like, I feed a bunch of squirrels. And I was just thinking about that. Most people get so mad when they see the squirrels. And I've been brainwashed to think that way, but I've effectively counteracted it. So now I just look at them and think they're cute. They don't do anything bad at my house. They just run around. You know, occasionally they wake me up in the morning because they're running around on the roof, but they're not in the house.
We don't seem to have too much of a problem with squirrels.
Yeah.
Actually, the dog caught one last week, and I felt really bad because she normally doesn't harm any little things, but she had been going after the squirrel for weeks, and she finally caught it, and she was so proud that I felt like a jerk being mad at her, and she trotted the squirrel around and showed it to all the farm animals. Like, she literally went to each little pasture and sort of showed it to them. Like, look at me, look at me. And then she buried it under a pile of snow and just, like, laid next to it all day.
Nice.
So I was like, whatever. I guess you've gotten your money's worth of fun out of that squirrel. So
yeah,
I can't be mad at you.
Hey, question. Just technical question, because I know you love technical issues.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be on, this one? Like, when we talk, is that supposed to be lit up just like this one, like stereo?
I kind of think so.
I thought so too, which might explain why you don't sound right.
Okay, hold on. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out into the other room, and I'm going to turn on the radio to see if we're on.
Yeah,
because
actually,
neither of us read
I think
some emails.
I think we're on. We're just maybe not in stereo.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Okay, she's going out into the other room.
Somebody always changes the channel here on us.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is how we actually know that we're on the radio, is that we go out into the next room and there is a radio. Isn't that bizarre? So we have to turn on the radio. Can you... Oh, I hear myself. I hear myself with a delay. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I'm talking mine.
You got to turn that...
Wait, I'm talking in mine now. Okay, we're on.
That's bizarre. It's like a really bad cell phone connection.
Okay.
That was very disconcerting. That was like when you're on the phone and there's a huge delay and it just paralyzes you.
It does paralyze me.
Yeah.
Just being on the phone paralyzes me, but that's even worse. You know what?
What?
This is a very highly advanced society, supposedly. Have you ever noticed, do you ever watch a news program? I don't that much, but you know when the newscaster is interviewing somebody who's reporting live from someplace?
Yeah.
And he asks them a question, and then the person just stands there looking blank for
Yeah.
a couple seconds because there's a delay.
Right.
And then they answer the question like quite a few seconds behind, and it's so... How have they not figured this out? Like, it's ridiculous.
I like it.
How can they not, like, converse back and forth?
I think it's kind of the human touch to see that person.
Right, but, like, we can do FaceTime with people. You know, you can Skype or whatever it's called, and that's right on, right?
Well, it depends.
Why don't they Skype with these people?
Maybe there's just too many pieces of technology in between the two people. It's like, suppose instead of 5 pieces of technology, there's maybe 20.
I know, but I just don't... It just seems like such a little thing that they could...
They? Who are they?
The big radio...
Who are they,
television
anyway?
people in the sky. I don't know.
Those big people in the sky?
I don't know.
Are they related to God?
No. Definitely
I don't know
not.
who they are, but, most people actually don't want to park in front of the lamppost out there, which is really weird to me. Did you notice that? Like,
Where?
the whole parking lot could be filled, but
No,
nobody will
Kristina.
park in front of the lamppost.
That's not why. It's because there's a lump of earth around the lamppost.
I parked there, and I'm fine. I don't feel bad or anything. I mean, I
you
feel
kind
good.
of have to drive up on it to get...
Just a little. 5 inches. I mean, what are people scared of a lump of dirt? God,
I don't think they're scared of it. I think they're just not supposed to.
Yeah,
It's like parking up over the curb.
It's about
basically
following,
what you just did.
being afraid of breaking the law. Whereas
It depends which car I have. If I have the little the little Honda, I'll park there because my butt doesn't stick out
this
as much.
huge Subaru. Does that look like it's sticking out?
No,
I don't think so.
But look, you have a truck and an SUV on either side of you, so you're being masked. Your butt sticking outage is being masked by those larger vehicles. See, I have like OCD about things being in straight lines, so I can't park where my butt sticks out more than other cars.
Yeah, so just because you have OCD, you can't empathize with me because your OCD is getting in the way of your empathy.
I'm empathetic. You're actually matching those cars really nicely. I don't feel a lot of aggravation looking at your parking.
Yeah, I think
right
I
now.
parked nice and straight, so that
did.
shouldn't be upsetting you.
I'm fine.
It's not upsetting you, is it?
No, I'm okay today.
I think you're doing great today. I just want to tell everybody that you're doing great.
Hey, thanks, Kristina.
Yeah.
You should introduce the show.
Oh, I should?
Yes, because
Okay.
I always have to do it, and I do it badly.
No, I think you do it great.
No.
Actually.
No.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Let me do it. Can I do it?
You please.
Okay. This is 11th Hour Radio that you're listening to. And it's a show that we do on Fridays, every Friday. It's coming up on 4 years.
Were we always on Fridays, no matter what?
No, we switched it, remember, because you had scheduling conflicts. We used to be
yes.
on Monday.
That's right.
And it seemed like a big thing to move from Monday to Friday.
It did. It's so much better this way.
It is good. It is good because it rolls us into the weekend. You feel kind of the spirit rising inside of the TGIF spirit.
Although, you know what? We are going to have some major conflict of scheduling coming up very soon.
Uh-oh.
I know you have to be away once in April.
Yeah.
That's no biggie because we already figured that one out.
Yeah.
I have a giant dance block coming up, I think, at the end.
Oh, a giant dance block.
Well,
that
not
sounds
giant.
scary.
It's not giant. It's just 3 weeks, but it includes Fridays, so.
Makes me think of King Kong coming into New York City
In a tutu.
giant dance block. Yeah.
John said he would cover for me a couple days, so maybe that'll work, but we'll figure it out.
Well, give me the dates because
I've got to check with the school because they have some SBAC, whatever that means, testing.
Okay.
And they have to schedule me around
Because
that.
we do have a bevy of people who are occasionally willing and able to come on the show. People like Randy Levitt and Jay Stevens and
Yeah.
Kendra Colburn and, well, John, of course. Who else is there?
I don't know.
We've had
Davey comes on sometimes.
he came on once.
I thought he came on a couple times.
I don't know. Maybe twice.
Okay.
We had Bo on once. We had Robert Resnick on once.
Yep.
So it's fun to slip odd people in, but I
It
just
is.
I have to think about it in advance.
Me too.
So, and
What?
I lost my toothbrush this week.
What? How
So
does one lose a toothbrush?
I really don't know.
travel
I
around
can't
with
find
it?
it anywhere. No, I think it has something to do with the new moon in Aries, probably.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
probably has to do
does.
with your cats.
Have you tried to look at the moon
It
last
was
night?
a teeny tiny little.
It was all shaded, and it was almost like it wasn't there, like you almost couldn't see it. The same thing could have happened with
I
my
didn't see it
toothbrush.
last. No, I didn't see it last night. I saw it Wednesday night. It was a teeny tiny little slit.
Yeah, and last night it was just hazy, buried. It was
I
buried.
didn't look at the sky last night.
You didn't?
No. I woke up really early this morning, though, and the sky was really, really bright red.
Ooh.
And I said, red sky at morning, sailor steak morning. And then I went back to sleep for a little while, and I woke up, and I said, oh, I think I was dreaming that. But then when I signed on to Facebook this morning, I saw, like 50 people had taken pictures of the bright sky and put it on. So I wasn't dreaming it.
Oh, so it is following the old adage.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
But I just assumed it was a dream because I've been having really very realistic dreams lately. The other night, I dreamed that for some reason I had to take my earring out. And so I did. And then it's a ring, so I wore it on my pinky. And then I thought to myself, no, this is wrong. This is not where it belongs. So I took it off my pinky. And then I set it on the bedside table. And when I woke up, it was on the bedside table because I really had done that.
There's a reason why we don't like to tell each other our dreams. No, I like that. I think it's cool. There's a deep, deep inner meaning to it.
I don't know. I think I just am getting bad sleep. And then last night, I always pull sort of the sheet and comforter up around my head like a little hood. It's my little cozy thing because
Yeah.
it blocks out sound a little bit. I don't like sound when I'm sleeping. But I could hear a housefly buzzing last night really loudly. And before I fell asleep, I thought, well, that's really irritating. So I just sort of bundled the blankets tighter on my ears. And when I got up this morning and sort of shook my head, the housefly was like stuck in my hair. That's why it was so loud. So all night long there was a disgusting
It's not
pukey housefly.
It's not as bad as what I used to have to put up with. I
In
used to
my
get
hair.
earwigs in my pillowcases.
Oh my God, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I just had a little shudder go all the way through me. Oh, I hate
know.
them. I hate them so
I know.
much.
It was, a few houses ago, and we had built the house, and for some reason there was an infestation of earwigs. So I would go to sleep at night, and everything would be beautiful and calm, and I'd just be dropping off to sleep, and then I'd hear this little tiny, tiny little scritching noise.
Ooh.
And of course I would scream and jump out of bed, and and then tear the bed apart trying to find it.
Oh my
Just
God.
yeah.
Why do they have? Are those pinchers just for pinching people? Do they do anything else with them? I mean, are they for food
Well,
or for?
I bet they can carry stuff, maybe. Or just scare things. I don't know. They look so scary. They probably go around the whole insect kingdom just scaring
I hate
things
the way
that
they
are little.
move, like almost centipede-ish. Like what do you call it when something's got more body sections so that bends? Like,
There's a name for that?
yeah, like segmented or something.
Yeah. Well, if I was a ladybug, I would be terrified by an earwig, I think.
Oh my
But I'm not going to
God.
test it out. I don't want to change into
Earwigs
the animal
seem to love
kingdom.
lawn chairs. Are their favorite places to be.
Good to know.
When you open your lawn chair up, they're always in it.
That's a warning to people because spring's coming and you're going to be hauling out your lawn furniture. So just look out. There's really some dangers that we must attend
What
to.
do they want? What do they want from us?
What do they want from us?
It's like they are aliens. They are the Martians, and we just don't know it. They're here, and they're spying on us.
There are so many creatures in the world
That don't make sense.
Well, like manatees, but it is Manatee Appreciation Day today, so hug a manatee.
Is it really? That's so funny. I was feeling, I ate a lot of junk yesterday, and I was feeling kind of
Like a manatee?
sluggish and overweight. And I said to John, I feel like a manatee.
Wow, you were channeling. You
I
were
guess so.
channeling manatees yesterday.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and pigs were squealing this morning. Wow, pigs were squealing. Wow, it was so loud. It was deafening at my place.
I just don't like pigs.
I don't like their voice because their voice reminds me of just being strangled.
Ugh.
It's so sad. I feel sad when I hear an upset pig. I just feel really sad. I don't know.
I wish you didn't live next to those pigs.
Well, there's always a reason for things.
I wish pigs all just stayed piglets.
Did you know that recorded pig squeals are used in movies?
Like horror movies, I assume?
No, for the sound of explosions. They mix the sound of this pig squeals into other noises that make a simulated explosion sound.
For real?
Yeah.
Just because it's so jarring to your ear?
Yeah, I looked it up today because I was really, I was being very affected by what I was hearing.
I wonder if you have psychological damage from listening to pig squeals a lot.
Well, it's a you have to learn how to take it in because at first it's very disconcerting and it's upsetting to hear it because it's a piercing, uncomfortable vocalization. I don't know why God created that type of a sound coming out of an animal, but so yeah, I have learned to love the pigs just as individuals. So, I mean, if you think of them as people, then you just feel empathy. You don't feel like attacked by it. You just, your hearts connect.
Our neighbor had 2 litters of piglets this week, and they all died. And our neighbor was really upset and said they're not having pigs anymore. They're going to have bunnies instead.
Oh, gosh. This is awful.
There was some, virus that was carried through the boar. And they were born fine, and then they all just died.
I'm sorry.
Farming is heartbreaking. I can't imagine that there's anybody out there that doesn't find farming to be this struggle of ethical.
Yeah.
Or good farmers anyway.
Well,
I think if you're not upset sometimes.
I'm glad you made a good career choice then, didn't you?
This lamb that we have right now, so it's like all funny, crusty ears, and I was just like, all right, it's just still grubby from its life before us. And so I've been washing its ears. And it already has this one bug eye. I always put pictures of it online in black and white because if I put pictures of it in color, you'd see the giant, blood-filled eyeball that's terrifying. The kids still scream, ah, she touched me with the eye.
Oh.
Because it's gross. You don't want to look at that eye.
Yeah,
So I put the pictures in black and white. But so the lamb has that problem already. And then I was washing these crusty little ears, and I was putting coconut oil and stuff on them, and I was holding the hot washcloth on one ear yesterday, and then all of a sudden the ear, half of it fell off in the washcloth, and I freaked out. I was screaming oh my God, John, his ear fell off.
It's like leprosy.
Yeah, but I guess
isn't it?
Before we got it had frostbite, and so the tips of its ears were just killed off. The skin was dead, and it didn't hurt it when its ear fell off. But
wow,
it was kind of panicky when you have a little baby creature in your lap, and then its ears in your washcloth. It's just,
I feel like we need to segue to
let's think about something.
Little vocabulary.
Okay.
Okay, I have a mystery word for you.
Okay.
Spatchcocking.
There is no mystery there. What?
Spatchcocking.
I think maybe you're not saying it right.
Why? What makes you say that?
I don't know.
You say it then.
No, I don't want to say it. I don't want that word in my mouth.
When you hear what it is, I'll spell it. Spatch.
Wait. Stop. I want to write this down. Okay, say it again.
Everybody get your pencil.
Say it.
You're going to want to add this to your vocabulary. Except for vegetarians aren't maybe going to want to add it in, but... Okay, Spatch. Spatch.
Yeah.
Cocking.
Like
is it a rooster?
C-A-U?
No.
I mean C-A-U-L?
C-O-C-K-I-N-G.
That's worse than I was hoping. I was thinking the kind of cock that you put along cracks.
Caulk.
And I was thinking, well, there's tools that you use when you're caulking something that look like spatulas, little mud trowels and things. And I was hoping it was something to do with that. But,
yeah, but this is spatch that rhymes with batch.
well, then I cannot hazard a guess as to what this
You're
means.
not even going to try.
No, if it's
No,
not a
okay.
construction term, I'm not.
You're not down with it. Okay, it means, quote, to split open a game bird to prepare it for grilling. It's kind of a Martha Stewart-y kind of word. Here comes the train. You hear it?
They're splitting the game bird open.
Whoa.
That sounds so much cleaner than it really is.
Do you hear how it sounds different today?
It's because there's moisture in the air, Kristina.
It's higher. That means someone is dying somewhere.
Oh, you are the one who thinks the train is happy, happy, happy. Why are you saying the train means someone is dying somewhere?
Just because it's always true on the planet. Somebody's always dying.
Well, someone is being born, too.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. When I
Okay,
say
Miss
death, I mean
negativity.
life. Death equals life. Okay, it's all one. It's like the yin and the yang, and without the one,
Yang.
without the other, yang,
No.
yin and yang,
Yang.
yang,
Yin yang.
yang.
Okay. All right.
Look,
Vermonters don't talk that way.
I've been around the world a few times. I know how
Okay.
to say yang.
Buddhist-y lady.
Yeah, I mean, I in fact, I had a quiz for you that has to do with the Paramahansa Yogananda.
Oh, stop. Haven't you had enough with your spatchcocking? Haven't you? How much more humiliation can you bring me today?
Lots and lots.
Oh,
But
goody.
you're going to get a song instead because it's time for our first track of music. And what would that be? Let's see. River of Whiskey. That seems appropriate. This is by a guy named Moose. And let's see. I think I lost my place, so let me just cue it up. You touch it, you stop it, ooh, and then you start it.
He went to college, but it didn't work out. Tried to hand out working till the money ran out. Turned to the bottle and he hit his stride. On a river of whiskey, he found his ride. Living in a shack on a rocky dead end. Rich folks live up around the bend. They got 3 dogs and they share his ways. On a river of whiskey to spend their days. River of whiskey, peace in the soul. Got tired of working and growing old. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on the whiskey home. A 60s trial, he rides downtown. 6-pack in a bottle, pour another round. Let the world live well, mama, let it go to hell. On a river of whiskey, got stories to tell. People keep saying that his life ain't real. He don't feel nothing except what he feels. People got money and power and fame, but a river of whiskey sings his own name. River of whiskey, peace in the soul. Got tired of working and growing old. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on the whiskey home. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on the whiskey home.
He's such a good writer. What a great, it's so jaunty. Like, what a great first line for a happy song.
It is pretty jaunty.
He went to college, but it didn't work out. I think a lot of people could relate to that.
Yeah.
I can. I know I can. I went to college. It didn't work out. So.
Whatevs.
What evs? We'll talk about whatever.
What?
Well, because you obviously have something you're dying to talk about.
No.
Yes, you did. You told me. It starts with a W, or back to the back to the blank.
Kristina's like, let's make it be Back to the Womb Week.
You started it. You brought up wombs. I didn't.
I just said I want to be in one right now. Like
Yeah, so
warm
I
and
said, let's just make
snuggly.
it Back to the Womb Week, and everybody can go have permission to go back to bed, get in the fetal position, and just stay there for the whole week.
When I woke up really early this morning and saw the sunset, I mean, whatever you call that, sunrise,
The opposite of sunset.
the other thing that comes.
Yeah.
I checked my email real quick, and I saw an article on Facebook that said you shouldn't sleep on your right side, you should only sleep on your left. And then it went through all these things like how your heart beats better on your left side because it's not being pinched by all these things. And then
That's actually true. I've had different reactions. Sometimes when I lie on my right side, my heart goes flump a little bit.
well, this was like, it was a list of like 7 different things that are harmful to you when you sleep on your right side. And so I curled back up again afterward, meaning to go back to sleep. And I was on my right side, and immediately I started thinking like that my spleen was exploding or my heart was. So I had to, even though I didn't really want to go and sleep on my left side because that was like a weird. That was the weird side facing the wall. I didn't want to sleep on.
Yeah, that's
I
super
had to do it.
super bad news for me too. Because if I sleep on my left side, I'm facing the wood stove, and it's too bright. I mean, the wood stove keeps me awake at night if
Maybe you
I
should get some of
face
those little,
that way.
like diva lady, like things that you wear on the little masks.
Oh, I can't wear something on my head like that. Could you
Sunglasses?
wear? Could you
You
wear
could-
a headlamp?
You could
to
wear your
bed?
sunglasses at night.
No, I'm not. Not going
Could I
to.
wear a headlamp to bed?
Yeah, would you? See, you wouldn't.
No, I think it's.
I wouldn't.
You don't have to strap those suckers to your head that tight. Just like very loosely.
It
put
has
them on.
elastic. You don't want elastic around your head.
I feel like I can't breathe when I cover up my
No,
eyes.
I would rather lie on my right side and squish my heart than have to wear elastic around my head at night. I mean,
Okay.
if you had a choice, man, I know which you'd pick. Right?
No,
Right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know because I don't have one of those things, so
Okay.
I've never really tried it.
All right.
People wear them on airplanes, right? A lot. Why is that? Oh, so the whole airplane doesn't have to shut off its lights. Just
So the airplane doesn't crash. It's a superstition.
no.
I know I made that up.
Okay.
But I did want to get back to the Paramahansa Yogananda. And I wanted you to say it 3 times quickly.
You have to say it
Can
really
you?
slowly again first.
Paramahansa Yogananda.
Paramahansa Yogananda.
3 times quickly.
Paramahansa Yogananda. Paramahansa Yogananda. Paramahansa Yogamananda. Something.
Wait, you screwed it up the last Yogananda. You went Yoga Mahanda.
So, maybe that's what it really is. Maybe
You're
you're
so-
saying it wrong.
Now, don't turn it back on me. That's what people do. They twist your words around, and then that's not what I said.
All right, we'll talk about it already.
He founded the Self-Realization
person?
Fellowship.
This
What
is
do
a
you
person?
mean? You don't know who he is?
No.
Oh my gosh, he
You
wrote.
said say it 3 times fast. You didn't say him.
All right, he wrote a famous book called The Autobiography of a Yogi. It was a very important book to me. I highly recommend it. But he founded something called the Self-Realization Fellowship in Los Angeles in 1925, and he was sort of the beginning of the whole East-West thing.
What East-West thing?
She's looking blankly at me.
I don't know. I am not sure if you're speaking English. Okay. You talk slower.
We can just drop it.
What East-West thing? Like the coordinates?
No.
Like
Mysticism and spiritual teachings from India coming over to the United States of America. And then there was this, integration with a certain sector of the population. And that's why we're all so enlightened now, right?
we are.
People like me,
Nobody
I mean-
isn't. There's not much enlightenment.
Did you want to talk about something else?
Are you done? Are you done talking about that first?
I could
you can
be.
Finish.
I could just wrap it up right now.
No, do you? You can talk more.
No, the reason that I brought it up in the first place, this is ridiculous. I didn't bring it up because I felt like I needed to talk about Yogananda. It was because it was my kids' birthdays, and I was trying to figure out what do you get your kids who are grown up for their birthdays. So I thought, an inspirational quote. And I remembered that I had these old calendars, and that they were put out by the Self-Realization Fellowship, and they had these beautiful photographs with inspirational quotes. So I went and dug out my old calendars, and I started to cut them up so I could laminate some of these quotes. And I just feel like I'm really walking down the wrong road here with you.
No,
this morning.
I'm listening now.
Are you?
I wasn't before, but I am now.
Well, I think I'm just going to make a recommendation to everybody that go. If you still have your old calendars, just pull them out and look at what you used to do.
We save all of our calendars.
Yeah,
well, we save everything.
Well, some night when you have nothing to do, go get the calendars, pull them all out, and go through them, because it's fascinating. And I know, especially
it's like a journal.
It is, and people like us who were too busy to keep a diary when our kids were little. And so
No, I'm really disappointed about that, actually.
I was definitely disappointed about it too, but I realize now that I did keep a lot of information on my calendars, and I would encourage people to put more stuff on their calendars, even more. Like all of that you can squish into the square, put it in.
John does, and he puts stuff after the fact, too. Like he puts anything that was interesting about that day, or anything, or if we watched a certain movie, or if there was a record temperature or something, he always puts that on the calendar.
Does he have a date book?
No.
What does he have?
It's a regular size calendar. Like
yeah, me too. Like I have a calendar with squares.
Yeah.
So
he also has a telephone log, so every phone message that comes through, he listens to them. We listen to our messages like once a week, and then he writes down every single one.
That's
and he has
awesome.
stacks and stacks of those.
He's got to do a book project. You can't just collect all that stuff forever. You have to eventually do something with it.
And his to-do lists are kind of like a diary. Nothing on the to-do list really gets done, but it's sort of what he wanted to get done. And he has an illustrated one for every day.
See, I think we should publish that. I really, really do. I would think we could do a whole book on his to-do lists. It would be fascinating. I would read it.
I do like reading them, actually. Sometimes I do.
And
grab
he
a handful
illustrates
of
them, right?
He does.
So that would be just the coolest thing. We're going to start a publishing company, right?
Right.
So let's focus on that as our first project, I think.
Yeah, that'll be
and
not so scary as one of our own projects.
You've got some books. I mean, I could focus on your books. You could focus on mine. We could both focus on John.
Oh, I just realized the itching that I'm feeling is
an
not
earwig.
No, I thought I was just itching because I was thinking of phantom earwigs, but it's because I'm wearing a real bra, and the straps are itchy.
Thanks for sharing.
Well, I do.
As
all
always.
The sports bras were dirty, so I had to put on like the real grown-up kind that have straps. And why the straps always twist, and then they prick at you. Why do people wear these?
Could I just remind you of something?
What? I can't get
You're currently co-hosting a radio show that's broadcasting out over the whole South Royalton Valley.
I forget that sometimes, don't I?
It's hard to remember sometimes when it's just you and me sitting here, but I'm just, it's just kind of a little reality check.
Good. Maybe we should have a little red sign that flashes.
That's right.
Emily and Kristina, stop talking about...
Well, the cool thing would be is that if people are listening and they thought that you were glad that Emily just talked about that, then contact us and let us know, because we like that kind of feedback. Like if you like the last topic or the topic before, let us know. If you like the earwig topic, we'd like to know.
I'm 2 inches from getting it untwisted, and then I can just shut up about it. I think I've done
Well,
it.
they talk about underwear in the Congress. Did you see that clip?
No.
Of the guy talking about, it's about data collection and how now the government is rolling back these regulations that used to protect our privacy. So such that if we purchased underwear online, no one would ever know about it except us. Well, now our data is going to be sold to the highest bidder. And
why would anyone care about who purchases underwear online?
Well,
I don't understand why this is worth anything.
It was sort of a ludicrous example that somebody, it's Keith Ellison, I think, or somebody was using. I think Keith Ellison actually referenced the original quote that was by somebody else, but it was talked about right there on the house floor.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm exhausted now.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You saw me today while you were driving. You didn't do your blank stare. You know how we always talk about you don't notice things when you're driving?
I actually thought I recognized your car.
You smiled and even waved a little bit.
I didn't really smile. I wanted to.
I saw you. It was kind of like, it was recognizable as a smile.
It was on its way to a smile.
Yeah, like, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, what happens is you start to smile, but by the time you're really in the full smile, you've already passed them, so they can't get to see the full smile.
I always wave at people after I drive by them, and I don't really know why I do that.
Yeah, I wish somehow those waves counted. Like, I wish you could send them back, like, behind you somehow. This is why I think that's everybody's car should have like one of those things on the back. What do you call it? Like what they have in front of the school. The little signboards.
Marquees?
Yeah, a marquee. Every car should have a marquee in the back. So if you needed to say something to somebody behind you, you could just flip it.
But that would require them looking in the rearview mirror and reading it backwards.
No, it's facing them. It's facing the person behind you.
Oh, so you can be like, get off my tail, buddy?
Yeah,
like
so you can voice activate it. You can say, oh, you know, what the message is. I
think this would lead to a lot more road rage issues. If you could actually tell off the people in back of you, people are going to not use it for niceness. People don't often use things like that for niceness.
There could be filters, so you wouldn't be allowed to spell out like a swear word or something. Or spatchcock wouldn't pass. Well, I don't
know. Have you seen some of the bumper stickers and stuff that are out there? You can pretty much put anything you want on your car.
Not on your license plate, though. Can't put God or anything there.
Why would you? Do you want to have your license plate say God? Like, you want people to think that, like, here's God driving around in this ratty Subaru.
People want it.
Why would anyone want that?
They want it because they're just so close to God.
That's weird.
You know, when you're close to somebody, you know, it's like putting you know, I love Mom.
I don't really care for vanity plates.
Why they name them vanity plates?
Because that's exactly what they are.
No, they're just word plates. They have words on them. Why is that vain to have a word on your plate?
I think it started with people writing like "I'm the best" or some stupid thing on.
Well, I think it's vain to have like a number 1 on your plate, which means you're in the Vermont legislature. I would like that plate, but I can't have it because I'm not special.
Well, you are, just not in the legislature.
Well, I could have God, but I couldn't have number 1.
No, you said you couldn't have God.
Oh, well, there's something you can't put on. I forget.
You can't name your children. You can name your children almost anything, but I think you can't name them obscenities. No, really, I saw an article. Somebody named their kid like number 7 or something, and there was kind of a lawsuit.
Wait a minute. Number 7's fine. What's wrong with number 7?
I don't know. I
There's
didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying somebody else wanted to name their kid like an obscenity.
You mean like 666 is something?
And somebody else wanted to name... Oh, they didn't let their kid be named Hitler. Somebody wanted to name their kid Hitler, too.
Could we just take the energy out of certain superstitions? Could we just like imagine that there are balloons and we could just pop them? Like taking, 3 6s. I don't understand why we've all let that become a freaky thing. Right?
I don't care, really.
Yeah, but I just think these are just numbers, and let's just
although
enjoy them.
I saw a really cool some person who had like tattoos of swastikas and things like that all over their body. There's a tattoo company that if you realize the error of your ways and you want to have like your, hate or gang tattoos changed, this place will do it for free.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a great idea.
Which is really pretty cool. And there was a whole little documentary about these people and how they were just like these insane, bigoted psychos in their youth, and they covered their body with just like hateful things. And then later, as they grew older, they decided that wasn't them anymore, and this company just makes them into these beautiful... It was a nice metamorphosis kind of piece that proved that you can change evil to good maybe sometimes.
Of course you can. Of course. It starts here. The buck stops here, and change starts here. Right?
I don't have any tattoos.
Yeah, I don't either. I just, why would you put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari? No, I heard that last night on some comedian said that. It's good though. Yeah.
God.
So special thanks going out to Dan. Dan.
Who's Dan?
Dan got me a new doorknob.
Oh. Doorknob?
I told
you
you
have
how
a
I
latch on your door.
No, I told you how I broke the doorknob to the shop, right?
Oh.
It was cold and the door was iced shut.
Did you kick it or something?
Well, I kicked it a bunch of times, and then I went back into the house, got boiling water and a putty knife, right? And I thought I got it. Anyway, I broke that off. So Dan came and he replaced it, and it's beautiful. Thanks, Dan.
I might have been able to do that. I think I might be able to replace a doorknob. That might be something that I know how to do.
Really?
I'm not sure, but I feel like I could do it.
That's awesome. Next
okay,
time
you could too. Why don't you just replace your own doorknob?
It was a fancy one, and it had two sections. Like, it was a crank. It was the kind...
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't.
You know what I mean? It's not actually a knob. I'm calling it a knob because I did a Google search trying to figure out what the other kind of doorknob is called, and I couldn't...
The handle?
Yeah, exactly. I found the picture, but I couldn't find a terminology for that type of doorknob.
I think I can only just do the doorknob kind that you get the little kit at the hardware store.
Yeah, I used to collect doorknobs. I had
the glass ones are beautiful.
There's lots of beautiful ones. There's like walnut ones that are polished and varnished. Because when I renovated my house, I had all these extra doors because when you knock out walls, you end up with a lot of doors. And I put all those doors in the basement. And somehow, I ended up with all these doorknobs, which can make you feel good about your life.
You can go magical places like in that Disney movie. Oh, no. That's a bed knob, not a doorknob.
What is a bed knob?
Knobs and broomsticks. Brass beds have those little balls on them. So the movie, like, all these kids would get on the brass bed, and if you turn the knob and then tap on it 3 times and say where you want to go, the bed would, like, transport you around to different times. It was like a space time travel bed.
I see. Kind of an update on Peter Pan.
Yes.
Same idea. Yeah. Or Arabian Nights with the flying carpet.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Who rides on a flying
Aladdin.
carpet?
That's Aladdin.
On a flying carpet?
Yeah, there's a flying carpet in Aladdin.
Have you ever gone back to read the original Aladdin?
No.
It's pretty good. Huh. Yeah, I like to go back to the oldest version of those stories that I can find. And on that happy note, we have another song.
What will it be?
It's called It All Goes Better with a Beer. Today...
This is like not Back to the Womb Day. This is like Alcoholic Day.
I want to drink. I quit drinking, but I miss it.
You know what? I wanted to drink last night.
Did you?
So badly, and I don't drink at all. And all I wanted was a drink.
No, that's because, it's the new moon in Aries conjunct with retrograde Venus. That makes you make you want to drink. Yeah, it will. I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to try to cue this one up a little better. Okay, stop. All right. Let's try it.
You have to do the rewind button and then the play button.
Yeah, but when you do that, okay, maybe it worked. No, it went back to the other one. See? Don't get an iPad, people.
No kidding.
From the aches and pains to the baseball games, it all goes better with a beer. From the barbecue grill to the big stack of bills, all goes better with a beer. From she loves me much to you better not touch, all goes better with a beer. From the ones who will to the ones who won't, all goes better with a beer. With a beer, with a beer, it all goes better with a beer. From the highs and lows, from the friends and foes, all goes better with a beer. With a beer I feel so contented, and my mind stays so clear. This old world can go from dandy to demented, but it all goes better with a beer. From the celebration to the aggravation, it all goes better with a beer. From the warm sunshine to the cold rain driving, it all goes better with a beer. From a good day's work to the boss was a jerk, we all got better with a beer. From the speed you on up to the slow you on down, all goes better with a beer. with a beer, with a beer. It all goes better with a beer. From the bright and beaming to the landlord screaming, all goes better with a beer. I feel so contented, and my mind is so clear. This old world can go from dandy to demented, but it all goes better with a beer. From the bowling lanes to the near insane, all goes better with a beer. From the ace and the trump to the grouch and the grump, all goes better with a beer. From the backyard parties to the wise-ass smarties, all goes better with a beer. From the stride and the strut to the squirrel with a nut, all goes better with a beer. With a beer, with a beer, it all goes better with a beer. I can pass each test with a full ice chest, it all goes better with a beer. I feel so contented, and my mind is so clear. This old world can go from dandy to demented, but it all goes better with a beer. Yes, it certainly goes better with a beer. Speaking of which, I think I'll get one of those little Vermont microbrew beers. Oh, yeah.
The recognizable voice of Davey Davis.
And it's so weird. When I was talking about wanting a drink, I never talk about wanting beer. I just don't like beer.
I know.
Pee. It's like pee in a can.
I know how you feel about it. I just think you're not qualified to talk about it because you don't really drink. So you don't know,
but
you don't know anything about like how good beer can be.
How can that be good? Like that taste is just so like skunky. It's like skunk pee.
Well, that's
skunk peed in a can.
That's how I used to feel when I was a child.
If you taste it and it tastes like that, why would anyone keep forcing themselves to drink it until they like it?
You know, it's really an interesting question because the same holds true for coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee either.
Yeah, so somehow your development was arrested a long time ago at a certain place where many of us reach beyond, you know?
But these things aren't good for you. Why do you want to reach beyond?
Because you want to dirty yourself up. It's part of being an adult.
No, I am dirty enough without the coffee and the beer.
I just think you have to, you know.
Why were they even invented? Like, there's so many lovely things to drink.
It's like an initiation, like learning lemonade. How to drink something that tastes bad until it tastes good. There's some metaphor in there.
That's just weird.
That's how life is, you know. You just keep drinking it and it tastes worse and worse, and then finally you somehow figure out how to make it taste better.
I can never.
What are you going to do? You're here, right? We're here. We gotta at least try to make it good, as good as it can be. Because why not? Why not? I mean, suppose there was no meaning to life. Okay, let's suppose. I don't really believe that, but let's suppose. Then why not just have as good a time as you could? Like instead of sitting around going, "Life is meaningless. Life is meaningless," just say, "Well, okay, that's a given. So let's just have fun." And what is fun? I mean, fun could be anything. Fun could just be hanging out with somebody you really like or, you know, having coffee every day.
But coffee's gross.
Are you going to be stuck there on coffee's gross?
It's just, ugh.
I had, you know how many cups
brown.
I had?
You're drinking like brown, like bean juice. Just yuck.
I love the fruit of the earth, the bean, the fact that I can connect with this bean that came all the way from somewhere.
I like that my Dansko clogs look a little bit like coffee beans. When I put them on my feet and I look like I have little 2 coffee beans on my feet. That's fun.
That's great.
I don't want to like drink them.
Well, you know what happened to me today is I had so many cups of coffee because I didn't sleep long enough last night. So I kind of forced myself awake so I could think about the show. And I started with...
You don't need to think about the show. I don't ever think.
I know, but I have to. For me, like I can't show up here without having thought about it a little bit. And so
that's pretty much my.
Well, that's cool. That's our dynamic. That's kind of great because you come in with a lot of spontaneity, and I come in with preparation.
I don't see where the greatness
It's perfect.
on my half comes from.
I just think it's perfect. I mean, it's not to say we couldn't switch roles, but I'm just saying that I don't mind it because it's kind of a ritual for me to get up and do that. But this morning, back to the coffee, it took me 3 cups. 3. I don't usually have 3. And the result of that is that my legs started to feel like rubber.
See, that cannot be good.
No, it's not good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just saying self-abuse is endemic to certain types of people.
We all like go around pretending coffee is like okay, like it's in the gas stations. You can get it anywhere.
You could start a church and preach.
I think there is one
against coffee,
but I don't want to be one.
And beer.
Who
and
doesn't?
bad.
Who is it? Somebody doesn't drink coffee.
Every church preaches against bad things.
No, there's a church that doesn't, that preaches it like specifically against coffee, and I'm not interested in that. But no, there is, Kristina. I'm pretty sure, and like chocolate and anything that's nice.
Anything that's pleasurable.
I think they have an issue with caffeine, maybe.
Churches tend to have a problem with things that are
Mormonism?
bring
The
pleasure.
Mormons seem so nice. Why would they not like chocolate?
Carnal pleasure?
Chocolate? I see.
Yeah.
I do like chocolate. Does that make me a bad person?
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. You're so bad.
I don't eat it in extreme, though.
You know what I've started doing? This
What?
is when when you quit one thing, you've got to somehow balance it out and make up
I
for
know.
it. So if you quit drinking or something like that, and drinking is
get
yin.
a new vice.
Drinking is yin. Yin. It's not yang, it's yin. Right?
It's not yang.
So, well, if you take away your yin, you've got to replace it with something else. So you could put sugar is very much like alcohol. So that's why you get a sweet tooth when you quit drinking. Then you want start craving sweets. So I decided I would buy Luna bars.
Those are supposed to be kind of good for you, though.
Well, they're sweet.
probably not,
But they're kind
really.
of good. So when I want to drink, I
Eat a Luna bar?
yeah.
Do you get... Can you trick yourself by drinking, like, carbonated things? Because sometimes like, you can pour, like, a carbonated beverage into a glass, and it
Yeah.
can trick you into thinking...
I know. I was actually at the co-op last night, and I was staring at this coconut water that was carbonated, and I just stared at it, and I said, could that possibly be good? And I did not get it.
Probably not, yeah.
It's just
Good
to go.
call.
Some things just step over the line. Carbonated coconut water just was over that line for me. Is disgusting.
We carbonate sap, like maple
Ooh,
sap. and
that
that's,
sounds
that's
really,
the kids
really
love
good.
that.
That's awesome. That is very
Put
awesome.
it in the old soda stream, bubble her up. I don't really like maple things, but that's light enough that it doesn't bother me.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you put stuff in your mailbox that's not mail? Or do you get in trouble for that?
You're not supposed to because it's a federal offense, but you don't get in trouble for that in Tunbridge.
What? It's a federal offense.
You can
but
leave things for your mail carrier if you want.
Yeah, like my friend Tanya left me some eggs in like a dozen eggs in my
that's
mailbox.
that's technically illegal, but who cares?
Well, because I didn't pick them up right away, so later that day I went out and the dozen eggs was there and the mail was sort of jammed in. I could almost feel the attitude of the mailman that he had jammed in the mail on top of the eggs. Like, I felt ashamed a little bit. Or
No.
not ashamed. What's
It's
the
okay.
word? Like, chastised.
But you didn't put the eggs there.
No, I wanted them. I think it's fine. I think neighbors should be able to put stuff in their mail. It's your mailbox.
It's not your mailbox. It's the government's mailbox.
No, it's mine. If you buy it, it's your
It's
private
still-
property.
Yeah, but if you're receiving government property in it, it kind of belongs.
Well,
there's some.
he might own
there's
the
some
space.
rule about
Maybe-
mailboxes.
Maybe the post office owns the space inside your mailbox.
the airspace.
The airspace, but not that they don't own my
Maybe they should have
mailbox.
strapped the eggs to the outside of your mailbox. Then
Well, I think I'm just going to break the law with this.
we do in Tunbridge all the time. There's all kinds of stuff in the mailboxes,
Yeah. Anyway.
and you can just
I
go
didn't-
and leave stuff in people's mailbox if you don't feel like mailing it.
Yeah,
Although-
I
Sorry,
didn't get.
go.
I was just going to say I didn't get arrested yet,
No.
and neither
we
did
used
Tanya.
We used to tape like coins to the mail so that the mail carrier would just put a stamp on it. I know they hate that. I don't do it anymore, but when I was a kid, we always did that.
Because
We
they
just
used to put stamps on it for
Yeah,
you?
if you didn't have a stamp, you just leave some change in your mailbox with the mail, and the mail carrier would just take your change and put the stamp on it.
That is too nice.
Yeah.
That is so great.
I'm pretty sure they still might do it, but I think it's probably kind of jerky thing to do because they've got better stuff to be doing than
Well, we used to seal
preparing your mail for you.
We used to seal our envelopes with all kinds of stuff, like smushed raisins with Scotch tape over them.
What?
You know, sealed with-
Why?
You know how people put swack sealed with a kiss? Well, we used to put swar sealed with a raisin. We just smush it on, and then we.
I bet they got moldy by the time they got to the person. That's so gross.
Well,
I
that's
can't
part
even.
That's part of the fun. But, you know, usually in the old
my
days,
God.
if you were sending a letter to your friend, you'd send it one day and it would get there the next day,
I know.
right?
And again, here we are living in this enlightened society where it takes like 3 days now for mail. What the hell? Is it like Pony Express all over again?
Pshaw. It has to go to White River Junction and come back. Does it? No.
I think it does now.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Some of it does.
There's no longer
But
the
then-
little local mail slot
Yes,
where they
there
just
is.
met.
In
Yeah,
Chelsea,
but
there
it
is.
still goes to White River. They don't
Really?
just take it and put it where it goes.
That is so bad, people. There's something wrong about that. All you have to
Yeah.
do, I'm just
Wasteful,
telling you,
wasteful,
all you have to
wasteful.
do is take that envelope and just like move it a foot over.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, pretty much delivered right there.
There's some bad laws out there.
Man. It's just, Did you feel that earthquake?
Right now?
Yeah, I just felt like a...
No, I think it was just some kids slamming the door downstairs.
Oh, that's what it was. This is like, I wanted it to be an earthquake.
Why? Why
I
do
don't
you
know.
want an earthquake?
Because
Why don't
it'd
you
just
move
be
to Hawaii
exciting. My
where they
life
have them
is
all the time?
boring. I just want...
Or
No,
California.
actually, my life is not boring.
I don't want earthquakes.
Anything but.
I don't want any earthquakes.
Okay, I take it back. I don't want them either.
I think you only get earthquakes in places that have volcanoes. No. What makes the earthquakes? I mean, it's plates shifting, tectonic plates in the earth, but I thought we were on a fault or something right around here. We're due for a good volcano or something.
Hey, prattle on.
I am. Thank you.
I have an inspirational quote.
We probably have prattled beyond
Yeah.
our time. Look at the time.
We're very close, but we have
Okay.
we have to leave with an inspirational quote. Here
Okay.
it is. Quote. It's
Quote
very
me up.
short too, so you could probably even remember it today and tell it to somebody else. It is: a rising tide lifts all boats.
What? Where's the inspiration? I don't understand.
You have to think about it. It's a little bit of a
Break it
Zen,
down for me.
It's a Zen koan. Well, it was actually popularized by John F. Kennedy, but it came originally from there was some, let's see, what is it? A regional chamber of commerce that had this thoughtful slogan, a rising tide lifts all boats. It got used later on politically to mean that when money, you know, the economic situation improves, everybody's life improves. It's kind of a Reagan-esque thing. But to me, to put a twist on it, it's more like when one person shares their good fortune, then everybody is lifted. So it's about generosity, the spirit of
That's
generosity.
nice.
Yeah, that's what I think. So on that note, any final words? You could introduce the show again.
I don't know if we ever really finished
No, we
introducing the
didn't.
show. You said we were 11th hour, and we're broadcasting to you guys from Royalton Community Radio, Kristina, Stykos, and Emily Howe, and 96.5 WFVRLP.
Yeah. And we're here every Friday.
Yes.
And we're so happy that you listened. Thank you. And join us again.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.